Okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for coming. This is our Asian Chan class. We're here today from Go Force. And let's see. I understand the question tonight, or is no question? Okay, ask away. Go ahead, questioner.
Chen.
The reason I don't call is sometimes I see only Korean characters.
Thank you, Master. Generally speaking, beings with a high samadhi will have high virtues. But it seems demons have a high samadhi but only do evil things. And their samadhi seems don't decrease. So how we recognize demons, because they have a high samadhi and spiritual powers, and they can pretend to be anything? Thank you.
Wow, can't you just ask a simple question first and then kind of warm up? Okay. Anyone has any ideas? Thank you. High samadhi, high wisdom, is it guaranteed? In Buddhism, samadhi refers to proper reception. And you shouldn't ask questions like this. It's not good for our profession. So it's a proper reception, meaning that 正受. Okay, so it is the kind of samadhi we've been teaching you, you've been trained on, is that kind of samadhi. 正受. Okay? Never mind about show. But 正 here is, what does it mean to you? You're making me, you're forcing me to pull tricks out of, things out of my tricks, back of tricks that I normally don't pull. What is Chen? What is proper? Proper means consistent with cause and effect. Okay? So we enter the state of concentration that will make you in a state of mind where you are receptive to the proper teachings. And that's very important. In order for you to enter this proper state of proper reception, you need to be prepped. If you're not careful, you can enter samadhi, but you'll be into the buchen show, meaning you receive a state of improper reception. And that's why it's critical that the Chan training is what we don't explain to you, but what we need to do is the teacher need to make sure that you gain the proper reception, meaning that your frame of mind, your state of mind, has to be consistent with this propriety, meaning that your mind is receptive to the concept of cause and effect, meaning that you know that if you're in a bad frame of mind, then you will not mix very well with our kind of practice. That's very important. So that's why it behooves upon the instructor, the teacher, to set the framework for you, to put you in the proper frame of mind, so that when you meditate, you will naturally enter this proper reception. On the other hand, if your teacher, your instructor has an improper frame of mind, has an improper philosophy, a philosophy that's not consistent with cause and effect. We're talking about the frame of mind of the teacher here, not about you yet. We're talking about the teacher has to be consistent. The teacher's mind has to be proper. And that's a preparation that we don't explain to you, but this is what we put a lot of emphasis in our training about why we don't allow, our instructors are under supervision for that reason, because they have to be in the proper frame of mind when they teach. And what they're teaching has to be in accord with the rules of propriety. Okay? So that when you reach a certain level of samadhis, and your frame of mind is not proper, then you'll be able to recognize it. And you eventually will learn to stop yourself from indulging in taking improper actions. Am I making sense to you? See what happens when you try to explain this principle to you? We get disturbances. That's always a good sign. So you see what I just explained to you has to do with the teacher himself or herself. We need to be consistent with the Buddha's teachings. Whether you are aware of it or not is not that important. Whether you agree with us or not is not that important. It's just that we ourselves need to be consistent. Okay? Need to believe in propriety. And that's why when we teach you Chan, it will help you, make it more suitable for you, easier for you to enter this state of proper reception so that your wisdom will bloom accordingly. Because in each and every one of you, there are bad seeds. And if you're not careful, these seeds will bloom, these seeds will sprout, and you will veer in the wrong directions. So what was the original question again, Chen Cheng?
Just how do we recognize the demons?
You can't always recognize the demons. How can you recognize someone who's higher than you?
Yeah, that's right.
Usually you recognize them, hopefully, by their improper actions. But on the other hand, for a teacher like Master YongHua, who is 100% experience, you can't recognize it anymore. You see? So it's not possible for you in general to recognize demons. When I first learned Chan, I was told by Master YongHua's disciples and so forth, and Master YongHua himself said you recognize demons because you feel when you near them, you experience fear, you experience negative emotions and so forth. But that's not true. That's not always the case. Okay? If I were the demon, I knew that you've been trained by them to recognize negative emotions, negative feelings, and therefore when you come near me, then what I do if I were the demon, should I say this publicly? I would help you experience positive feelings and emotions. Okay? So that's why it's not a good way to recognize them. Okay? On the other hand, having said that, you should also have faith that we are a network of do-gooders, meaning we're not alone, you're not alone. If you will, the world has two sides, the good side and the evil side. We choose to be on the good side, and some people choose to be on the evil side. And the reason I choose to be on the good side is because I know that on the good side, we have a very powerful network of people, of beings who are dedicated to helping us. Whereas on the other side, they also have a very powerful network of beings who are dedicated upon helping themselves. You cannot tell the difference, okay? But ultimately, my experience has been that the good side, we are a lot more powerful than the evil side. And that's the nature of existence. They're both beneficial. We need, as you cultivate, you need to be near the people who are good people, okay? But also at the same time, you need beings who are also evil. This is what the Chinese don't explain to you. A lot of Chinese wisdom is not elaborated, it's not explained to you, because in the culture, they are not supposed to ask hard questions. So you, like an aberration of Chinese wisdom, you ask hard questions and you're not supposed to ask, and therefore you're an aberration. So we have to decide which side you're on, good side or bad side. Okay? But the point here is that what my experience has been that I grew up, I was trained on the good side, followed the Chinese style of training and beliefs. But once you graduated and you go out and work in the world, it's a different world. And you realize that it's not totally true. it turns out that you need both sides. It's a world of duality. Give me an example. It's just a theory. Give me an example. In general, we could say that snakes are evil. Is it reasonable? Snakes are evil. The only purpose is to bite you. Yeah. Okay? And hurt you. And therefore, they could be considered in general to be evil. But they're useful in the end. Yes, they hurt some people and they're dangerous, they're evil, but at the same time, they have their own use. If without them, the population of the rats, of the squirrels would be out of control, for example. You see? So it is in the real world, the good and bad are there. Okay? The same thing with us. On the outside, we tend to be good only because we convince ourselves to refrain from indulging in our evil nature.
Same thing with us.
We can be evil too. I know my master is not always nice from my personal experience. Okay? So you see, so have no fear. The fact of the matter has been that my experience has been that evil is necessary for your growth, for your improvement, and you should have no fear. As you learn more, you improve more and more, you become less fearful. You see, as eventually you see that our side is a lot more powerful than the evil side. That's my experience.
당신이 더 배우시.
Does it help? So I'm not answering your question at all. How do you recognize demon? My answer is no, you can't. You can't recognize it. But it doesn't matter. Am I answering anything at all? Everyone looks at me like, just blank stare. Okay, Sophia.
Hi, Master. I have two questions today. So the first question is about silent recitation of mantras. I heard from a past lecture of yours that when we recite mantras, you told us to focus on each syllable. But my problem is that when I start reciting mantras, it gets very fast when I focus on my dantian. And I'm experiencing this state where there's no syllables of the mantra. I can't keep track of the syllables. And it just feels like there's no beginning to the mantra and there's no end to the mantra. It's just there. And I wasn't sure if I was on the right track.
I'm not sure I understand. You can't focus on the syllables. What does it mean?
So when you recite mantras, there's like individual syllables that we focus on, right? Like when we recite. But when I recite silently, it gets very fast. So sometimes I recite the Great Compassion Mantra, for example, for less than 1 second. It just goes very, very fast.
You can recite the Great Compassion Mantra in less than 1 second?
Yes, that's been my experience. I don't know if I'm on the right track or if I'm deluding myself.
That's fast, and that's not possible for you.
I see. Okay.
Okay, you're not there yet. Okay.
Yeah.
So what you're describing, when you recite this Great Compassion Mantra in less than 1 second, describe it to me, that state of mind.
it just feels like the syllables kind of just merge together. So it's just like sticking, I guess. So syllables, it's not like it's not pronounced in my mind. It's just like a beat, but a very fast beat.
It's not 1 second.
I see.
Okay, I don't know how you arrive at 1 second for the mantra, but the way you describe it is not 1 second. It's impossible for you to do that in 1 second that way.
Okay. Thank you, Master. My second question is about also in a recent lecture, I heard you talk about sensual and how his attachment of wanting to become the patriarch is evil, and I didn't understand that. Like, is there a criteria for being evil? Because I just thought that being evil was just indulging the 3 poisons.
神修, you mean?
Yes, sensual.
Oh, the disciple, the 5th patriarch. Did I say he's evil?
You said he had an evil thought.
I do, and did say a lot of things I regretted later. Can I take it back?
I'm not
Sometimes
sure.
too difficult to explain. So what's there not to understand?
I just don't understand why him wanting to be the patriarch when he's not worthy, when his samadhi level isn't high enough, is evil.
I don't know how to explain it to you. At his level, he's a 4th stage Arhat. At his level, to secretly, he should know better. And that's a fault of the 5th patriarch. He should know better. The reason I say it's a fault of the 5th patriarch to me is because the 5th patriarch relied on Sheng Xiu, Venerable Sheng Xiu, to be the lead teacher. Remember what I just told you about proper reception? If the lead teacher has an improper mindset when he leads the 5th patriarch's disciples in Chan, in training, and it's very hard for them to achieve proper reception. So therefore, if Sheng Xiu secretly aspired to be the next patriarch, there's nothing wrong with aspiring to be a patriarch. But the way he did it is kind of underhanded and putting on air. There's nothing wrong with aspiring to have a higher status. For example, bodhisattvas typically would like to have this ambition to improve and get better and rise higher and maybe one day become one of the world rulers, for example. Okay? And nothing wrong with that. But what's wrong with Sheng Xiu, what's evil about it is underhanded. Okay? He wanted to be a patriarch, but he pretended that he didn't want to be a patriarch. Okay? That's improper. He was lying. He's pretending. And that's not Chan. Chan is this anti-Chan, and that's why I blame the 5th patriarch. To me, I would not send my disciples to learn from the 5th patriarch, because the 5th patriarch saw his ambitions, but never really helped him address it. And worse yet, he let Sheng Xiu lead his disciples. So he allowed Sheng Xiu to poison a lot of his own disciples, the 5th patriarch disciples. This is why later, when Sheng Xiu decided to say, I want to be the next patriarch, and the fifth patriarch disciples all chase after the sixth patriarch to try to kill him. That's because of that. To me, it's because of Sheng Xiu's and the fifth patriarch. Okay? And now, the fifth patriarch did it on purpose. Okay, I understand that. But still, with Sheng Xiu's downfall, I still blame it on the fifth patriarch. Because he still allowed Sheng Xiu to be in a position of power and influence, and thereby destroying the fifth patriarch, Dharma. So he created his own destruction, the destruction of his own Dharma. Because after that, historically, Sheng Xiu basically evolved into nothing. After he competed with the sixth patriarch and courted the royal palace's favors and so forth, it's no longer Chan they're promoting. Okay, no longer the Chinese Chan that the fifth patriarch taught. So that's why I feel that the fifth patriarch failed Sheng Xiu, because he allowed Sheng Xiu to fall very hard, take a very hard fall, and that's too bad. Okay. GMT.
네, 안녕하세요, 마스터.
안녕하세요.
예. 예, 인사가 좀 늦은 감이 있습니다. 저는 한국 조계종 선언에서 수행하고 있는 자암 스님이라고 합니다. 먼저 한국의 선화상인과 위양종의 법을 전하는 도량을 열어주신 것에 대해 깊은 감사의 뜻을 전합니다.
Hello, Master. I'm saying hello too late. I'm Jaam Sunim from Joge Order. I'm practicing under Joge Order. First, I want to thank you to opening a temple here in Korea, which is Weiyang Order, and studying under Master YongHua's teachings.
네, 며칠 전에 청주에 있는 마야사라는 절에 우연히 들러서 그곳 주지 스님으로부터 보산사와 영화 마스터 그리고 열심히 정진하시는 스님들과 불자님들이 있다는 소식을 듣고서 여기 보산사로 와서 지금 이틀간 수행을 같이 하였습니다.
So a few days ago, I dropped by Mayasa near Cheongju, and it was just an accidental drop. And I've heard from the abbot there that there's Jewel Mountain Temple and Master YongHua, and everyone practices very hard there. So I've been here practicing together for 2 days.
네, 여기 보산사의 장엄한 조성 예불과 열심히 정진하시는 대중들로부터 깊은 감명을 받았습니다. 저는 아마 관세음보살님의 가피로 이곳에 왔다고 믿고 있습니다.
I've been watching this adorned ceremonies and all the Buddhist people practicing so hard, so I'm deeply impressed. I think it's Guanyin Bodhisattva's I want to thanks to Guanyin Bodhisattva.
제게 복이 조금 있어 허락해 주신다면 이곳에서 스승님의 가르침에 따라 도반님들과 열심히 공부하고 싶습니다. 이상입니다.
So if I'm blessed that if you can allow me to study under you, study under your teaching, then I would like to practice together here with other people.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming and your kind words. Well, I don't have to wait for translation. Okay. Yes. Yes, we welcome you with open arms. You're most welcome to join us. Okay. I'm impressed that so many young Sunims, young Korean Sunims, are going all over the globe to learn how to practice. And it speaks so highly of your culture and of your teachers. Okay? And especially you, your own aspirations, and ideals. So yes, so we in our system, we welcome everyone to come and join us, whether it's lay people or left home people. And so yes, you can certainly can stay with us. And actually, you have many blessings. You came at the right time. When you have an old abbot there, is he still alive right there? I can't see him very well. There you go. He's still alive, you see. Take advantage of it while you still can. The old abbot is what I say, I would classify him as a teacher that will give you the proper reception. I have this fear in my mind when people learn from us that they might not get the proper reception eventually, because some of my disciples can be prone to having an improper frame of mind. Okay, and so we're not perfect. And that's my only excuse. We are all work in progress. Okay? I recognize their faults, and I tolerated their faults for many, many years, and have taken measures to correct them. And so you're lucky in that you have a very old monk there who's not supposed to be alive anymore, and he's still there. So it's so cute to see who's coming to our Korean locations nowadays, because it's a real treat to be able to have the old abbot there. Okay, and so yes, we'd be glad to welcome you to join us. You should take your time. We'll be there shortly, in a few weeks, and therefore you'll have plenty of chance to get acclimated, and we'll have a chance to talk face to face when I go there. And then maybe by then you'll find out who we really are, and we are. Maybe you realize that we basically are a lot of people who put on facades and airs to pretend to be who we are not. Okay, and so you'll find out for yourself. But if you're not afraid of hard work and hardships, you'll do fine. All right. The old abbot, you observed the young Sunim already. What's your impression? He's going to say something nice. I know that.
인상이 어떤가요?
Con gặp cái vị này con rất là có ấn tượng, là cái tốt ra cái bề ngoài rất là tốt và có cái ý đi muốn tìm hiểu chân lý. Thầy có ý định là thầy cũng muốn đi qua bên Myanmar thì tu. Giống như kỳ cách đây 5 năm thầy với con Sian An mà đi lên cái chỗ VQ50 mà gặp cái vị trụ trì ở trên của Hòa Thượng Trung Hóa, cũng đòi đi học qua Miến Điện. Thì con có nói sơ sơ là giữa cái đại thừa và tiểu thừa, thì những cái thành tựu của những người Hàn Quốc qua bên chùa mình bên đó. Thì hôm qua hôm kia con nghe đó thầy đi rồi con cũng hơi thất vọng. Bữa nay thầy kiên quyết thở lại đây, thì vậy thì như thầy mới nói, thầy là rất là có phúc báo để mà nhận cái huấn luyện của phái Quy Ngưỡng mình. Con xin hết. Và thầy nhìn cái tướng nhìn rất là tốt.
Hello. Hello. Okay. Amitabha Master, I met this venerable. I have an impression that from the outside his mark is very good, and that he has a good aspiration. He wanted to find out the truth, and he also have an intention. He wanted to go to Myanmar for his cultivation, just like the monk that we've met with Venerable Shin An on the way, on Freeway 60. He belonged to Venerable YongHua order. So I also explained a little bit about Mahayana and Hinayana, and also the accomplishment of the Korean people coming to our cultivation here in America. But however, couple of days ago, I've heard that this young venerable left us, and so I felt very disappointed. But then when I've heard that he came back, I felt very happy, and I see that this venerable have a lot of blessings. His mark is very good.
Okay. Very good. Thank you for your input. Okay. First assignment, sit in full lotus. You will not find that instruction in Myanmar. Okay? Sunim, sit in full lotus. Train yourself. You know, if it doesn't work for you, by the time you leave, you learn something that you find very useful the rest of your career as a monk. I also see Xian Shou on the screen there. How are you feeling?
어떻게 느낍니까?
Thank you, Master. Well, I am just getting used to my new state. I haven't realized yet any important changes, but I try to continue to work and see if I can progress.
네, 새로운 상태에 적응 중입니다. 특별히 다른 점을 느끼지 못했습니다.
Ahmed, do you see any change in the XS2?
스님에 대해서 다른 점.
Thấy thầy tu rất là tinh tấn và rất là nghiêm túc. Mặc dù thời tiết lạnh nhưng mà thầy rất là nghiêm túc và chịu đựng để mà qua.
Okay.
Thỉnh thoảng. Con cũng nhắc là thi như thầy dạy đó, ngoài cái công phu mà hàng ngày đó, mấy thầy mấy cô đây phải tụng thêm chú để giống như cái áo giáp cho mình và tạo thêm phước báo, chứ mà phá nội chướng ngoại chướng cho mình. Phải tìm thời gian mà tu thêm cái đó, chứ không phải bao nhiêu đâu mà đủ. Mà như là tự mãn là chết á, phải trang bị thêm cái chú của mình như của chương trình của thầy dạy đó. Hôm nay con cũng nhắc hoài á.
Xin, you see any change? Master Z, is he there? Do you see any change in XS2? Chung Yin Sunim, you see any change?
Master, I think Vevo Shen shall look much calmer than before he get the full ordination.
Chung Yin Sunim, you see any change?
Looks good.
Elaborate.
Looks very handsome.
You're so shallow. How about Xin, you see any change?
Looks younger.
Looks younger. You see, the reason that XS2 does not see any change is because it's new to him, it's too new. And if he stops thinking, if he thinks less, he'll see that he's changed. Anyway, enough gossiping. Can I do my anecdote? Okay, let me see. Master, that's too long. Turn to the truth, that's too long. Okay, let's do something real short because we only have 15 minutes. Bodhisattva cow. Wei Shan was herding cattle with Master YongHua. So you see, it's right here. The anecdote was recounted by Master YongHua's disciples. So Master YongHua was telling these anecdotes to his disciples. Wei Shan asked, "Is there a bodhisattva among them?" Master YongHua replied, "Yes." Wei Shan said, "Which one is it? Point it out to me." Master YongHua said, Which one does a master think is not? Point it out to me." Wei Shan stopped. Wait, it's too short. Because you guys so relieved. Oh, yeah, it's over. Can we leave? Okay. Let's go over this. Let me see if I can stretch explanation to a little bit longer. Yeah. Isn't that cool? His anecdote is so cool, huh? You don't like it? Okay. So, funny thing to me is that Master Wei Shan was herding cattle with Master YongHua. You see, Master YongHua was living with Master Wei Shan for training purposes. And what did they do for training? He was taking care of cattle. That to me is such an interesting thing. And I don't know which kind of cattle do they actually sell it to. I know how expensive the cattle I drive by Freeway 5 now here from going some SoCal to NorCal. Every time I drive through these two huge farms, cattle farms, and they stink so bad. Okay. And I'm looking and I said, wow, this is such a nice business. Okay. And so I chuckle when I saw that Master YongHua was also taking care of the cattle. Okay. And maybe the Chinese people would help us out in your tradition, in the Chinese tradition. Why would the temple still do that? Yes, go ahead, too.
Master, for context, I think this kind of cattle is not the type you see in America. This is probably associated with rice field, right? When Chinese, what's the word? Like have rice crops, they need a cow, like the water buffalo, to do the tilting. Is that the word? Tilting of the field.
Yeah, tilling.
So that's the purpose.
It's tilling. Yeah.
Tilling, yeah. Like even my mom did that when she was young. So someone has to just take them out to feed them on the field and so on. It's not for milking or
They
selling
don't eat
meat.
them? I mean, you...
No, it's not for that.
You don't eat them?
And actually in the agricultural society, they treat the water buffaloes very, very nicely, very respectfully, because they are a very important part of the agricultural culture.
That's why part of the 10 diagrams in Chan, there's a boy, sitting on a water buffalo. So these are not cattle, but actually they're water buffaloes.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. That helps. Anyone else? Okay, so they are taking care of a water buffalo. But usually, why would they let Master YongHua, who's a big shot, as you find out later, take care of the water buffalo? And then he got help from his own master. So clearly, Master Weishan had nothing to do back then. Usually, in organizations, we let the low lives take care of the water buffaloes, okay, clean the bathroom and so forth, but not the big shots, right? Only the big shots we go in the bathroom and pretend to clean for the photo opportunities, intending to clean the bathrooms, at least my bosses. All right. And so it's funny that they are attending to the water buffaloes. Okay, so it should be changed to water buffaloes, not just cattle. Okay, thank you for the clarification. It helps. Vietnam too. I'm from Vietnam, and we need the water buffaloes to till the fields. Yes. What comes to mind, first of all, is that we as Chan cultivators, that's sort of like making water buffaloes work hard, okay? But on the other hand, on the flip side of it, they're getting a lot of blessings, helping out at the temples. So, makes sense to me, okay? But Master Weishan helping YongHua taking care of the water buffaloes, that's a surprise to me. Okay? I just don't see him going out there, okay, and hang out with Master YongHua. So this is the part why I don't understand. All right? Master Weishan. But to him, Master Weishan, and there's an anecdote because Master Weishan saw it as a teaching opportunity. So Master Weishan asked, is there a bodhisattva among the water buffaloes? Okay. And Master YongHua replied, yes. And Master Weishan says, which one? Point it out to me. Okay. And YongHua said, which one is not? Point it out to me. So it's the same Chinese expression. Okay, so that's why it's a challenge. Point it out to me. Okay, and Master Weishan stopped. And so, first of all, stopped here in Xiu or Chu, whatever. So it means that that the end of the quiz, the end of the test. Okay? Used to bother me. So they talk, and then the Chan master stopped. He says, okay, he passed the test. He got an A, a passing grade. Okay, so that's why I stopped, meaning that he passed. He got a pass. Okay, and so the point here is that Master Weishan says, do you see any bodhisattvas among these animals? Okay, and Master Yangshan says, of course, yes, definitely. Okay, but yes is better. But yes here means definitely. Okay, and Master Weishan says, so which one? Which one? Yeah, point it out to me. And so what does it mean? What does it mean? Why did Master Yangshan say definitely yes? Quickly, please, folks, quickly. Why? You agree or disagree? Yes, one.
Thank you, Master.
I never saw, by the way, went to Taiwan, I never saw the Taiwanese monks tend to water buffaloes. Not even in the mountains.
Yeah, I don't recall I ever read something like that too, but I'll look again.
Yeah, now they use the machines.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Master. Does that mean all the being has Buddha nature?
Because Bodhisattva, you're not wrong, but why do you say there is a Bodhisattva among them?
They all, because they have Buddha nature, so they all have potential to become a Bodhisattva.
You're correct. The answer means, see, Master Weishan wanted to catch Master Yangshan by surprise. Is there a bodhisattva among these animals, these low lives? And Master Yangshan says, could be like Master Xuan look at me and say, is there a bodhisattva among these people? See that? Same thing, except that you're not water buffaloes. That's all. That's so insulting. You feel insulted, I hope. No? And Master Yang said, yes. So you are right. In principle, everyone has a Buddha nature. But why did Master Weishan use the word, is there a Buddha? But he used the word Bodhisattva. Why is that? And because the answer is yes. Master Weishan says, challenge him. Which one? Show me one. And Yangshan, I don't know when this anecdote took place, how long they've been together. The Yangshan retort is beautiful. Which one you don't think is? Point it out to me. And that's the nature of the violent retort. You see that? It's not like, Master, I think this is no, the Chan repartee, the way that they talk to each other is they go for the throat constantly. There's no gentleness, okay? Because that's how they think. If you talk about Chan as a straight mind, this is as straight as it gets. You understand that? This is very important. As one of the lessons you learn from here is that they are so straight. They don't beat around the bush. Okay? Is there a bodhisattva? There. Say, yes. Show it to me. Which one don't you think is not? Show it to me. So it's like equivalent force equals reaction. It's so beautiful. Okay? So, but why Bodhisattva?
Master, can you say something?
Of course.
Yes, so Master, I think it's the Bodhisattva, that means they can improve, but it's more about the respectful mind of Master Yang to those water buffalo. That's what I think.
Excellent. Yes. Master Yang Shan look at the buffalo. Okay, because it's the test. It's excellent. It's a test for Master Wei Shan and say, is there a Bodhisattva among these beasts of burden? Okay, right there is a conflict already, contradiction in terms. A Bodhisattva is a higher level being amongst the beasts. Okay, and so it's supposed to shock, supposed to provide shock to Master Yang Shan, but Master Yang Shan, the response is equally pointed. Yes, is the answer. Answer from JMT.
네, 라는 대답이었습니다.
Đây là Phật, con thấy con trâu đó, giờ muốn giờ không nó bị bắt buộc phải làm việc. Thì không Bồ Tát nào bị bắt buộc mà làm cho kính trọng gì trong này. Mà cái việc làm của nó đó, tạo ra lúa thóc nuôi trong chùa, thì đó là hành động của Bồ Tát rồi. Đúng ra con trâu là nghiệp chướng của nó thôi. Nghiệp chướng của nó là phải làm trâu, nhưng mà đúng ra nó có Phật tánh, với cái cô nào mới nói hồi nãy đó, có Phật tánh đúng rồi. Mà vì cái nghiệp chướng nó nội chướng ngoại chướng nó, nhìn cái tướng nó như vậy. Bồ Tát là cái việc làm của nó bị bắt buộc hay không bắt buộc gì đó, ra lúa gạo cho chư tăng ăn, cho Phật người con người ăn, đó là Bồ Tát rồi.
Amitabha Master, so for the water buffalo, whether they like it or not, it's forced to do the work. So there's nothing that is respectful in this act. However, because it creates rise for the assembly, so that is the bodhisattva work. The buffalo, whether it still have karma obstruction from the inside and outside, that's why it become a buffalo, manifest as a buffalo. However, it work, the act, making the rice for the assembly, for the Sangha, that is the work of a bodhisattva right there. And I agree with the ladies that say that it has the Buddha nature. That is correct.
Very good. So the point here is that in Master Yang Shan's mind, okay, we don't know what's Master Wei Shan's intention in say, is there a Bodhisattva? We don't know why he said that. But Master Yang Shan, okay, answer is yes. I see Bodhisattvas. Okay, so Master Wei Shan says, which one? Point it out to me. Okay, and Master Yang Shan answer here says that every one of them is a bodhisattva to me. Okay, and so XZ's point is correct. It shows that in Master Yang Shan's mind, he's so respectful of these beasts of burdens. First of all, okay. Yes, we can talk about it. They all have a Buddha nature, but it doesn't mean you have to respect them. All of you have the Buddha nature, but you don't necessarily deserve respect. Wait, I take it back. It doesn't sound right. It's beautiful. Master Yang Shan says, to you, my teacher, these beasts of burden deserve my respect. So that's a lesson we're learning from Master Yangshan here. He says, I respect this beast of burden, okay? And not only do I respect them, what am I respecting them? That I look at them as bodhisattvas. I don't know why you call them, ask for bodhisattva. I'm not sure. You understand? Master Weishan's intention of calling, is there a bodhisattva amongst them? Whatever his intention is, I don't know. From Master Yangshan's perspective. But from his perspective, we can talk about his perspective. He says, I see these beasts of burdens as all of them, in my heart, in my mind, are bodhisattvas because they're doing the bodhisattva's work. What is the bodhisattva's work? The bodhisattva's work is to help others. So Master Yangshan's definition of bodhisattva is beautiful. He says, I see bodhisattva because they are helping others. To him, he's teaching us that these beasts of burden, okay, deserve our respect, and therefore we should look at them as bodhisattva because that's what bodhisattvas do. Bodhisattvas, if you are helping others, then you, in his mind, are also a bodhisattva. Doesn't matter who you are. That is such an important lesson, folks, from Master Yangshan. If people are helping others, they are bodhisattvas. They deserve our respect. Like these water buffaloes deserve Master Yangshan's respect. And when he's a chant master, he's not saying it because he's playing around, horsing around. He's just answering his teacher from his heart. There's no pretense here. There's no horsing around here. Okay? Master Weishan, when Master Weishan asks you a question, you better be on your toes because there's a reason. There's always a lesson behind it. Okay? So Master Yangshan was tending to the water buffalo, but he was, guess what? The Master is here. He's on his toes, let me tell you. And pointing out to me, from Master Yangshan to me, is sort of humor. So that shows mastery, self-mastery. He's under pressure because he was being administered a test from his teacher, okay? And he answered, and then he closed by humor. This is masterful in terms of communications, without thinking. You have to think because you planned it ahead, right? This is instantaneous. That's wisdom, pure wisdom. When you stop scheming, you stop plotting, this is how it comes out. So in this anecdote, for the record, a couple of things I don't understand. Why Master Weishan was herding the water buffaloes, okay? And number two, why he calls them bodhisattva. But I can only explain to you from Master Yangshan's perspective. And hopefully in the future, there will be wiser people who can help us out, help us understand why, help clarify those questions. Yes?
I don't know, Master, my thought when you ask the question why Master Weishan goes to herding the water buffaloes with Master Yangshan. I just thought, I sometimes think why Master go to post office with Master Xianxin. I don't know, it's kind of similar to me.
You got me there. I don't know why either. Okay, what about why is there a bodhisattva? Why did he point out, he addressed these water buffaloes as bodhisattva? What's his point?
무엇인가?
The point here I want you to know is that whatever Master Weishan's intention is, you can express, Yang Shan simply express his opinion, his perspective.
아산
And that's good enough.
스님은 의견을 말했을 뿐입니다.
What did you say? English, please. GMT.
Vậy là Phật. Lý do nãy thầy hỏi tại sao mà Hòa thượng Quy Sơn phải đi Trăng Trâu, thì con nhớ là ngài có cái khẩu hiệu là không làm thì không ăn. Ngài lớn tuổi rồi mà mấy đệ tử giấu cuốc xẻng của ngài ngài về bỏ nhà không ăn.
No, that's a Bai Chang. There's no Wei Shan.
Bây giờ nhà Trăng Trâu là
객장
nó nhẹ lắm.
스님입니다.
Trăng Trâu nhẹ lắm. Còn thứ hai là con có kinh nghiệm là Trăng Trâu đó sướng lắm chứ không có cực đâu. Dẫn nó ra cho nó ăn, mình tà mình chơi thôi, mình ngắm cảnh là được. Và thứ hai là hồi đó con trong tù có con trâu đó, nó làm với mình nhưng mà cái ngày nghỉ không đánh kẽn đó, mà hoạt động trong bất cứ ai cần nó làm gì nó nằm yên, nó kéo, nó không bao giờ nó đi. Ngày theo làm việc còn đánh kẽn thì nó mới chịu đi. Ngày hôm đây nó không làm.
Amitabha Master. So when you ask why Venerable Wei Shan has to go herding the water buffalo, so I remember there's a story that his disciple hide all of his tool away, and he said that day that if he doesn't work, he won't eat. So Master correct the story that it is from Master Bai Chang, not Master Wei Shan. So second, I have an experience is that herding the water buffalo is not that difficult. So you just take the buffalo out and then let it eat the things, and then you can just stroll around. It's not that hard. So I have also an experience during the time that I was in concentration camp. So when the day everybody is off and there's no bell ring, even people tell the buffalo to go herd, it won't go. But only when the bell ring, that's when the buffalo come out and do his job.
Okay, yeah, okay. So my final comment is that when Master Wei Shan asked, is there a bodhisattva among them? He could have said, is there a Buddha among them? But he chose the word bodhisattva. Because if he were to use the word Buddha, then the answer is obvious. Everyone has a Buddha nature, so it's too easy. Okay? So the trick here is a bodhisattva to me. Okay? If you were to ask me to try to interpret Master Wei Shan's question, which I admit to you I don't understand. When he says bodhisattva, and it's because bodhisattvas is a special individual, superior to us. Okay, so it's a test, and Wei Shan and Yang Shan, Master Yang Shan passed the test. Okay, he says your test is so easy. Okay. Should I, you asking me about bodhisattva, meaning that bodhisattvas in the Chinese culture deserve our respect. They're higher level beings. Okay, meaning do you highly regard these water buffaloes, at least? Okay, so that's why the answer is beautiful. Yeah. Yes, there is. So yes is so powerful. JC.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So maybe it's because Wei San Master and Aung San Master are not Buddhas yet, so mentioning if the buffalo is Buddha is a little bit too much. Maybe that's why they speak about Bodhisattva instead of Buddhas.
Right. Yeah, but another thing, let me ask you then, since you're here, my favorite Xianan Sunim from K-Land, huh? Why would you, if you were Master Wei Shan, Xianan Sunim, would you use, is there an arhat among them?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the...
Instead of bodhisattva, if you were to use, is there an arhat among them?
Oh. 정신사나워. I don't know.
You don't know? And the answer is, suppose Master Wei Shan were to ask, is there an arhat among them? What would be the answer? Yes? 2.
Just doesn't sound right. It's more like a no.
More like a no?
Yeah, because
okay.
It's more like a concrete. I think, Master, your point is that the Bodhisattva is more of the way Chinese express.
Culturally speaking, bodhisattvas are higher beings.
I think that's the.
Well, also arhats are higher being based on the Buddha's sutras.
But we are Mahayana in China.
But in Mahayana too, all the sutras begin with he's surrounded by these first arhats, and then the bodhisattvas. That's why arhats occupy a very high status in the sutras.
It's just
until
like
we get to the Avatamsaka Sutra, then they disappear. But in the rest of the teachings, they're very high level.
Yeah, I think it's more like just a cultural thing. Like the Taiwanese would call everybody bodhisattva, and they're not calling other people.
So culturally speaking, your culture says bodhisattva occupy this special place, right? Yeah. Anyone else? Yes, go ahead, Sinan Sunim.
I have never heard of arhat cow. So maybe that's why it's a little bit weird. Because bodhisattvas appear to be like normal people or normal cow, but I don't recall any cows to become bodhisattvas before. Don't you have to be a human form to become an arhat by cultivating?
I don't know. I'm not an arhat, so I don't know. GMT.
A-la-hán hay là Bồ Tát chỉ là cái phát tâm lúc đầu thôi. Bên Đại Thừa mình là phát tâm độ chúng sanh. Thì mình cứ như thế mình đi lên thì tùy theo trình độ mà Bồ Tát như thế nào. Còn bên A-hán đó, Nam Tông đó thì chỉ phục vụ cho chính họ tới khỏi phiền não thôi. Thì dầu cho tới tứ quả cũng về cho cá nhân họ để mà khỏi đau khổ phiền não. Giống trên Pháp Hoa Phật nói vào tới quá thành rồi mấy vị A-hán ở đó chơi không muốn đi đâu nữa, không muốn làm thành Phật nữa. Không có tin là địa vị Bồ Tát đi lên nữa. Thành ra Bắc Tông và Nam Tông khác nhau chỗ đó thôi. Dầu mới sơ quả cũng là có cái tâm Bồ Tát rồi.
So, a metaphor, arhat or bodhisattva is like your resolve, initial resolve. So when in on our Mahayana, it is bodhisattva are those who first initial resolve is to save living beings, cross over living beings. However, in the Hinayana, arhat are those who only self-serve. They wanted to get rid of their affliction, and that's it. So that's why in the Dharma Flower Sutra, the Buddha say that those arhat, when they reach arhatship, it's like they enter the transformation city, and they just wanted to stroll around and have fun in the city, but they don't want to cultivate, work harder to become Buddha or Bodhisattva. So therefore, in our tradition, even though they are first day arhat, if their initial resolve is to cross over living being, they themselves are Bodhisattva.
Okay, very good. You got a good point there. In essence, in Mahayana, in Buddhism, the Buddha explained sutras and teachings and taught to all sorts of people. But for us in a Chan school, in a Chan world, we are not interested in becoming arhats. And what we teach you when you took refuge with the Buddha, in Buddhism, is that you brought forth the Bodhi mind. Bodhi mind is that you want to become enlightened. Okay? And how do you become enlightened? It's reinforced here in this anecdote in the Chan world. You join us, you make a vow to become enlightened. Okay? You bring forth the Bodhi mind. That's what is said in Mahayana. You bring forth the Bodhi mind, and in order to fulfill your vow for Bodhi, you serve others. Okay, so that's why arhats never occupy a very high role in our Chan world. They fall short because you may have a certain amount of wisdom, but they will fall short because their aspirations are too low. Be careful. If your aspirations are too low, you'll not go very high with Chan. Yes, 7.
Thank you, Master. I second the Chun. I just want to add more information about the culture thing. I remember in China, if someone always help others and very kind, we will see they have a Pusa Xin Chang, like a Bodhisattva mind. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you for the input. But also very important in Buddhism that this is what I never put that much emphasis when I first started, but now I'm making it up by telling you that it starts with you resolving for Bodhi. You want to become enlightened. You want to become a Buddha. That's the starting point. Without that, you are not a Bodhisattva. Okay? Once you resolve for Bodhi, you are a Bodhisattva. And later in the prologue, the Master Ching Liang talks about the Bodhisattvas of initial resolve. Okay? That refers to the people who brought forth resolve for Bodhi. They want to become a Buddha. So they are called Bodhisattvas of initial resolve. Okay? And that's why the jargon. So this bringing forth the Bodhi mind is so important. You do that, okay? And then, okay, two steps. One, you bring forth Bodhi mind. Number 2, you do something to help others, not help yourself. Arhats help themselves. Bodhisattvas help others. That's why they may be water buffaloes, but they deserve our respect. Yes. 6.
Dạ thưa thầy, nếu mà mình chưa có muốn phát tâm Bồ đề thì phải làm sao để mình có cái tâm đó? Tại vì nếu bây giờ mình phát tâm thì giống như là mình giả bộ, mình pretend là mình phát tâm Bồ Đề nhưng mà mình chưa thật sự muốn. Dạ, giống như là mình chưa có phát tâm Bồ Đề ngay bây giờ, mà nếu như mình làm cái nguyện mình phát tâm thì cái đó có phải là mình force mình để mà mình nghĩ là mình phát tâm thôi chứ mình chưa có thật lòng á.
Amitabha, Master, so if right now we don't want to have a resolve in bring forth of the body mind, but then if we say that we are bringing forth of the body mind in that way, but we don't really actually want it, does it mean that we just faking it? What to do?
Are you talking about yourself or someone else?
Dạ, myself. Tại con nghĩ là con vẫn còn thích sung sướng. Yeah.
So did you bring forth the body mind or you didn't?
Dạ, con chưa phát tâm.
Did you take refuge?
Dạ rồi.
When you took refuge, you made a resolve for body already too late. And now he says, but can I take it back? That's what you're saying, right? You say, you take it back, you cannot. You also have to renounce the 42 hands and eyes. Yeah. Okay? You can't have cake and eat it too. When you take refuge, that's part of the ceremony is that you bring forth the body mind. You want to become a Buddha. You want to become enlightened. Okay? Now you're telling me that you didn't know. It's not too late yet. GMT.
Di Đà Phật, tôi có chia sẻ kinh nghiệm đối với cô này. Cái tâm của cô là cái tâm của tôi trước đây đó.
Hả?
Con nuôi em 10 mấy 20 năm mà con không phát tâm Bồ Đề. Đọc cái miệng thôi mà ở trong không có.
You not help me.
Sanh biên thẹn độ mình cũng đọc cho mình. Nghĩ mình nói láo, mình làm đang hán làm chưa được, đòi làm Phật con không làm, không có nói láo với Phật. Hàng ngày chúng sanh đọc, mọi chúng trong chùa đọc con đọc theo, mà con nói con không nói láo với Phật. Tôi đắc A-la-hán chưa được, ăn chay trường chưa có được mà tôi phát tâm Bồ Đề cái gì? Thì một đó con đi chưa cái San Torimo ở San Jose đó. Thấy hai mẹ con ngồi rất là khổ, mặc đồ rất đẹp, mà hai mẹ con rất là đau khổ, mà nó cô đơn mà nó khổ, như là ai bóp cho tim mình á. Từ đó con mới nghĩ là nếu mà tôi là Phật đó, trước đây hai mẹ con này làm ác đó, thì tôi khuyên đừng có làm, thì họ dạ con nghe lời Phật con không làm. Mà tại vì mình người phàm phu cho nói người ta không có nghe. Từ đó cái sốc đó mà con phát tâm một cách thành thật. Thì mỗi lần phát được thì về sau phát rất dễ. 20 năm đầu con phát là tạm bợ đọc theo đại chúng thôi. Tôi không nói láo với Phật. Thành ra mình muốn theo kinh nghiệm của tôi chia sẻ với cô, muốn phát tâm thành thật đó, cô quan sát những người khác xung quanh cô và chính bản thân cô khổ, thì chỉ có Phật phải giải quyết rốt ráo cái đó, và mình cho người khác thì cô sẽ phát được. Nó phải làm cho tôi phải gần 20 năm nó mới phát thật sự trong tâm tôi như vậy đó.
Dạ, con cảm ơn thầy.
Amitabha, I would like to share an experience similar to this lady. Is that it's similar to me. Back in the day, I've been taking refuge with the Buddha 20 years already, but I cannot bring forth of the body mind. And even if I say so, but then I actually don't mean it. I say that, it's lying because I myself cannot become an arhat, not even think of being a Buddha. How can it be so? However, when I was in San Jose, I saw there was a mother and a daughter, and they dressed up really nicely. However, they're very suffering. They're very poor. And thinking of that moment, thought to myself that if I've become a Buddha, I talk whatever I tell them, they would listen to me and they would avoid doing evil because this is what they read by doing so. So therefore, from that moment on, I can bring forth the body-mind very easily. So therefore, based on my experience, you have to observe people around you. You see their suffering and the suffering of yourself. Then you bring forth of the body-mind. Then that will be better for you. It will be easier for you.
Thank you for your input. As long as we're here, I apologize for running over time here. I know you in Asia, in Korea, in K-Land, you need to go eat. So feel free to go eat if you like. But let me ask this, as long as we're here together, I know it's not an isolated issue. Who else brought forth the body-mind and did not mean it? Let me address this problem once for all, for you phony people. Who else? Raise your hand, please. I have one more hand here. Here in Gold Forest. Who else? Huh? It's not too late yet. You can retract it. You won't be, I cannot help you retract your vow for Bodhi unless you admit it, that you didn't mean to. Who else would like to back out? Don't worry, we will not judge you. So, for the record, for today, we have two people who were insincere when they made a vow for Bodhi. Should we call them bodhisattvas or should we call them water buffaloes? Can you imagine, just for the heck of it, suppose these two people were there with Master Yangshan, Weishan in the field and were there among the water buffaloes, and Master Weishan asked Master Yangshan, you see any bodhisattva there? What do you think Master Yangshan would have answered? Knowing these two phony people are there, would he say the same thing? Huh? The answer is yes. Why? Because these people dare say that they didn't mean it, because when you talk about the word, when you use the word Bodhi, what does it mean to you? Nothing. It's like Buddha, enlightenment. It means nothing. Does it? Doesn't it? What's enlightenment? You have no idea what enlightenment is. Yes? No? You see? You like following the crowd because the other Buddhists are taught to make a vow for Bodhi, so you made a vow for Bodhi, but you have no clues on what it really is about. Correct? Don't you think that we know that you're all phony and you didn't know what you were talking about? So it's a test to see who will admit that you are phony. Now, number 3. So Who's really phony? Let me ask a final for the last chance for you before I really have to go. Okay, we have two more phony people. Huh? You see, no one has any clues what enlightenment is about, what bodhi really means. Okay? And yet we still encourage you to make a vow for bodhi. Why is that? That's precisely Buddhist teaching. What are we talking about? It's very much like farming. When you farm for the first time, and you plant those seeds in the ground, do you really know what they're going to look like eventually? No. All you know is you taught to throw the seeds. And by experience, by working on the field, in time you understand, oh, that's what those seeds will end up looking like, producing later. Yes? So does it mean just because you don't know what it's going to look like, you should not be told to throw the seeds? Same thing. Don't worry. The magic of this is that you planted the seeds for bodhi in your mind. And that seed's right there because when you planted that, it's in our environment. What you don't realize is that when we urge you to make a vow for bodhi in our ceremonies, okay? I explained it to you, but you didn't get it. We invited the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas to come and witness it and certify the ceremony, the transmission. And therefore, you know what it's really meant to do? Not to impress you. It's to use the power to help you plant what? Indestructible bodhi seeds, whether you understand or not. So if you don't believe right then, it doesn't matter. The seeds are indestructible. Buddhas, Bodhisattvas came to help you, to give you, to provide for you the best quality seeds for bodhi. That's the meaning of the ceremony. So it doesn't matter you believe or not. It's irrelevant. The seeds are always there. No one can destroy it. No demon can destroy it. So if you have the seeds, it's in the ground. It's there forever. So eventually, bodhi will happen. That's the power of the Buddha Dharma. So that's why for most of us, we don't know. I myself too, I'm phony. Okay? Bodhi, what's that? Enlightenment, show me. What color is it? How big is it? How much? Why should it be beneficial to me? Show it to me. Okay, I had those questions too, but since everyone else was bowing, so I bowed too. Everyone said yes. I said, okay, I said yes too. I didn't mean it. Okay? Today, I still don't understand bodhi, okay, to be honest with you. But I do know that the seeds are indestructible, and I know that one day, for sure, I too will become enlightened. All right? Thank you. Great questions. See you next time.